Hi YouTubers, with our trip coming within the next couple of weeks, I'm still kind of getting things ready, but I want to take a time out just to kind of give you an idea. Some of the things I take with me that you might want to do as well. They're not all essentials, and they're not, you don't have to do exactly as what I do. However, if you've got a lot of the basics, it'll help get you out of a lot of trouble and make your trip a little bit better. I want to start out with some of the things that's really important for you. One is you want to have an assortment of tapes. I've got your seal tape for your roof repairs, for tears. Of course, I've got electrical tape, duct tape, which you can never be without. I've got some hardness tape that is real handy, and I also use it quite often. I'll get things like the Flex Seal tape. Chester came out to say hi, so he's actually emptying the trash right now. There he goes. He decided he wanted to come out and interrupt my my video. Now, what I always take with me as well, and fortunately I haven't had to use it yet, is I just got dropped it, a light poncho. And this is a cheap poncho I picked up at Walmart, but it's just something to help keep me dry if I'm out there in the rain, especially if you've got a flat or if there's something you had some sort of issue on the road. Extra pair of gloves. That's something that you want to have because one pair just doesn't always do it for you. Of course, I've got a 4-way lug wrench. I've got a couple of mallets there, and one's usually enough, but I've got a large one and a small one. Of course, you don't want to be without a flashlight. A leveler, as well as this is just a quick check or a tester to see if you've got a current going to a circuit. They're pretty cheap. You can buy them just about any place. It just takes a couple of AA or AAA batteries, and you can test your circuit to see if you've got a breaker out or if there's another issue going on. Of course, I've got my cordless drill. This has got my socket that fits my levelers, and or not levelers, I should say stabilizers, but I always use just a cordless drill. Like I mentioned before, I never use a hammer drill. I've already had to replace 4 stabilizers already because I stripped the threads using that. Other things that I have, I always have a nice set of fuses. All this stuff you can usually get online, especially through Amazon. Camping crews would have it as well, or Campers World. But this stuff that you can pick out just about anywhere. Slide out lubricant and also slide out seal. I like to keep a can of each handy as well. Dicor, I've got some self-sealing lamp, and of course a gun, so you know, I can apply it properly. I've got another wrench here. This particular wrench I use mainly just to if I have to drain my hot water tank or do any service at all. Another piece, and I have several other pieces in my basement on the camper, but this is 1/2-inch PEX. You have a piece of this, you're pretty much covered for most of your plumbing problems. Most of your plumbing that you do have in your camper is either going to have 1/2-inch PEX as well as 3/4. I always have plenty of 1/2-inch PEX, and then I've got some fittings as well, and I'll show that to you in a minute. And actually, those are right here. I've got some 1/2-inch to 1/2-inch plastic couplers. Some people, you know, at Home Depot they call it shark bite, but you can get these just about anywhere as well. This is PVC. This one happens to be copper. They're universal, but real easy to put on, especially if you know where the leak's at and it's something that's easy to get to. you just cut right through the leak, or cut a little piece out and snap that onto each end, and that'll take care of your leak. No PVC, cement, or primer that you'll have to use. Showing more use with this in another video, but you might show that you've got power just by using your tester, but it may be underpowered. Case in point, it might show that you've got some power on it, but yet you're only running maybe 7 volts or whatever. So good thing to have, just to make sure you've got full power to something, and if you want to keep track of actually what you're doing. Of course, no RVer would want to be without wire ties. I've got an assortment of it. This just happens to be my package of longer ones. I find that I can always cut these short if I have to. This seems to be like a good universal size for me. I've got some small ones just for doing some light stuff on the inside of the camper, but for quick repairs, this would be more than enough that what you could use and need. I also carry a battery pack, or a smart pack. That not only has the capabilities of charging up your phone, and either through USB or a 12-volt receptacle, it's got a little light on it as well that kind of gives you a little added illumination if you need it. And it'll jump your vehicle if you happen to run your battery down for some reason. So while we're right in that area, I carry an extra CB, and I've got one in my truck, and this is just a portable one that I happen to have. It's always been in my toolbox, and just for giggles and grins, I like to throw that in the truck as well. It only takes just like 3 AA batteries, and with that, if somebody's following me, I can always just hand that to them, or if we're backing in the trailer someplace and I need a little extra guidance, I could just hand this to Marilyn or anybody else who's helping me, and they can kind of give me some word right over the radio. It's better than just having a couple of walkie-talkies. This kind of works a little bit better. Here I also have a complete set of half-inch drive sockets, and that of course goes with my half-inch drive breaker bar. And so with the necessary socket I have already on there for my lug nuts, kind of gives you a little added extra tug on it in case the 4-way doesn't work. And actually, without you don't even need the 4-way, but I can find other uses as well. And then I happen to carry a torque wrench, just one I happened to get at Lowe's at one time. Haven't had to use it yet, but it's something that's I feel comfortable in having, just in case I need to tighten down my tires to make sure that they're proper torque. I had said in a previous video that I've got a complete set of mechanics tools. Well, it's not really a complete set, but it has a lot of the necessities, and it's actually more than what I really think I'd need. Even though you can never have enough tools, this seems to be enough for me to feel comfortable for my travels. Again, it's got the channel locks, or it's also got a nice hammer, pair of pliers, cutters, needle nose pliers, a small set of SAE as well as metric wrenches, both with box end and open end. Have some wire strippers and crimpers as well that I've thrown into the box. Vice grips. I've got a complete set of Allen wrenches here, both the Allen and the Torx drive. Again, I've got some sockets, both metric and SAE. I've got an extra 21 millimeter socket that's half-inch drive. It's actually a 3/8 drive, but I've got a half-inch adapter for it in case I need that. This is something that I know a lot of other people have mentioned, and I've also mentioned it as well. You want to make sure that you've got some half-inch or some square drive pegs or apex bits. Most of your fasteners that you have inside of a camper have square drive, and if you just have basically some square drive and some Phillips, you'll be pretty good shape. You can kind of get yourself out of just about anything. I do have like a universal driver here that you can just have any one of the bits to put in. This I'd gotten for Christmas from one of my kids, and where it has storage on the bottom of it, but then this is like a ratchet action, and so makes like several tools in one. Again, I've got a cutter with extra blades down here. We've got just a regular wrench, couple of flat drive screwdrivers, as well as some Phillips head screwdrivers, and of course a tape measure. So those are some of the basic mechanics tools that are rather handy to have. And again, since I have it, that's what I carry with me. But if you had a smaller set, that would be more than adequate for you. Of course, I've got a broom. Now, what I use my broom for, and I use just a light nylon brush or bristle push broom. This has got more than one use. I not only use it to like sweep off my mat when I'm in the campground, but it works great for brushing off snow off your vehicle. Rather than having a low snow brush, that since I'm a lazy man, gets a bigger swipe and it's a lot easier. I don't have to work quite so hard. And trust me, we work hard enough without having to brush off snow with just little swipes. And then of course I have an ice scraper. So that's pretty close to about it. I do have a ladder. Now this just happens to be a ladder that I keep in my garage. I've got another larger ladder in my on the back of the camper. So, but I happen to have this out because I was just doing some stuff out here as well. So most of the stuff goes right inside my black box that I have, or tote that I have on the right hand side of my truck. So it's all easy to get to. A couple exceptions, but most of it is what I carry with me in the back of the truck in case I have a need. So, but I'm sure you'll find a lot of other people out there that's got some recommendations, and my only mission, or basically my goal, is just to kind of pass on to not only the beginners but some of the old hands as well, to tell them what I carry that might work for them. The beginners, I think if I saw more videos like this, and I looked for a lot of them, that sure helps me to kind of get an idea of what I should carry with me, rather than get someplace and find myself stuck on the road, or having a problem with my RV that I can't fix because I haven't got the proper tools. I know this is a little off subject, but I just want to take a minute just before I close up the truck, that one of the things I always carry with me, and I think everybody should as well, even the most basic RVers, are either, if they don't already know it, they're going to learn it very shortly. But it's always good to have some adapters for your shore power. These happen to be I happen to have two adapters that go from 50 amp to 30 amp, since I do have a 30 amp system in my trailer. But it's always good to have that, as well as an adapter that goes onto your shore power plug. It takes it down from 30 down to 20 amp. That way you're sure to have some power, even though you might not be able to run your air conditioner at 20 amp. But with this kind of weather right now, where we're at 27 degrees in Michigan, yeah, I think we can probably handle that. So, but yeah, just a little added sight here of our cold wintry snow that we've got here in Michigan. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that with you. There's some other things I'm sure you're going to know or find about it in the near future. It's kind of nice to look at these things from time to time just to see what other people do. So Again, and in correction, I have watched a lot of videos. In fact, I just watched one recently that somebody else had put out, and he brought up some good points that I didn't even realize, and so I've kind of added it to my assortment of tools and things to take with me. So, but anyway, that basically kind of wraps it up. I hope this video helped in some way to make your RV travels more enjoyable. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and feel free to make any comments below. Also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And most of all, thanks for watching.